Je m'appelle
Hello,
Luna.
my name is
My name
Haifa.
is Iskander
Hola, mi nombre
Kitar.
es
My name
Avi.
is Mishka.
مرحبا أنا اسمي هيفاء.
Cologne, Germany.
Emirates, Berlin.
Argentina.
London, UK.
What is Futuress?
Futuress, where feminism, design, and politics meet.
We are a hybrid between a learning community and a publishing platform.
We harness the power of digital tools to bring people together across geographies.
Our mission is to radically democratize design education and amplify marginalized voices.
We facilitate online workshops, lectures, panel discussions, and other formats with a focus on the politics of design. Through our various offerings, we problematize the role of design and foster critical thinking.
We support our community to craft their own stories, from the seed of an idea till a finished text eventually blossoms on our website.
Inspired by radical and feminist pedagogies, we've been developing learning formats that explore the decolonization and depatriarchalization of design education. Colonialism's dark past lingers in the culture, art, and design impacted by its violence. Similarly, the invisible hand of patriarchy has shaped the world we know, often in ways that we take for granted. We need to critically examine these forces that continue to frame the reference texts we learn from and even the methods by which we teach. Our invited lecturers are the teachers we always longed for and wished we had.
What makes us really, really good designers are the designers who have empathy. And empathy is an integral part of design because you have to put yourself in the shoe of the other.
What happens when those of us who grew up in the colonies actually grow up and realize that our childhood books are racist and bring to bear explicit expressions of coloniality?
That there's a difficulty with speaking about Africa and Africa-related issues because by force, we have to exist in this world in which there are these hegemonic narratives that have shaped the continent.
Writing that's mathematically connected, that's also can be translated into a graphic language. That was fascinating to me. I never heard of anything like this.
By do not see the boundaries between past, present, and futures, it's possible to link what happened to the past and to understand what is happening with all these algorithms.
Increasingly, we have algorithms all over the place. We have algorithms in examples such as job hiring platforms. We have algorithms in areas that are less easily observed, like social welfare offices, healthcare offices. We have algorithms that are assessing your credit score.
And the rebuttal also was calling on Amazon to stop selling recognition to law enforcement.
Digital colonialism, this is my definition of it, is a framework for critically examining the tendency for information technologies to be deployed in ways that reproduce colonial power relations.
Stories that unfold in the cracks, in parallel temporalities, in the world of the otherwise possible.
At Futuress, we view design as a social and political practice, one that profoundly shapes our everyday lived realities. What we design us back. Design is in the words we speak, the objects we use, the things we do, the systems around us, all of which, too often, are fundamentally flawed. Our world is unjust and unequal, and design is deeply complicit with it. Design is never neutral. Design is always political. It can either suppress, oppress, or be a tool for resistance and liberation.
We publish original stories on a weekly basis, 90% of which come from those who participate in our learning programs. Together with our community, we've explored the politics behind matchbox houses, discrimination in sport, the dark side of map design, voice assistants, primary colors, heart symbols, Confederate statues, and more. We've examined buzzwords like sustainability and care, exposed abuse and discrimination in design education, followed feminists in Zurich and Buenos Aires, challenged biased technology, and even found resistance in dreaming.
Futuress was originally imagined in 2019 as a library for design books that are yet to be written. Anyone could upload ideas for missing design stories onto our beta website. But soon the question popped. Instead of remaining purely speculative, how could Futuress elevate the voices that are most missing in design? How could we do the work? In times of crisis for digital publishing, this prompted a deep dive into the histories of feminist publishing, but there seemed to be no sustainable model in sight.
Meanwhile, the patriarchized design, which had begun in 2017, quickly grew into a manifold activist practice, involving workshops, lectures, short films, and more. In 2019, the patriarchized design started organizing a series of labs, workshops igniting urgent discussions around design pedagogy, politics of display, technology, and more.
What made Futuress and depatriarchized design sister platforms was a similar call to action to rally against a seemingly apolitical but profoundly problematic design discipline.
In 2020, COVID shook our world, leading to the biggest remote learning experiment in history. The patriarchized design labs became remote, and suddenly people from all over the world could join.
Futuress also organized its first online workshop, the LIP Collective. This was a light bulb moment. Globally scattered but digitally intertwined, we learned a different way to research, write, and most importantly, to publish.
In the month that followed, Futuress and depatriarchized design joined forces. Since then, we have grown into a lively platform with over 500 members spread across the 5 continents. We have welcomed over 190 workshop participants, organized more than 25 public events, and published over 100 texts.
The fellowship was a welcome break from the academics of design. It offered me collective support when I felt isolated in my research.
Through connecting to the Futuress community, I have found a place where we share, exchange, and support each other. By that, we actively change the canon.
It was incredibly empowering to feel that my voice mattered as much as anyone else there, and that my identity was secondary to none.
Dear Futuress, thank you for allowing me to dream, to reflect on my memories, and to learn a new form of writing. Hairstyle was making trouble.
As a Black woman who's contributed to Futuress in the past, it was such a pleasure to be able to explore the radical role women have played in African American design history. And I love Futuress for being a platform that embraces these unique stories.
Futuress isn't a place, although it should be. It's a world that allows you to be you and to do research the way you will do it.
The future of Futuress. We are a self-proclaimed feminist platform, proud to be political and radical.
We hope to one day eventually start publishing our own books and to become a design school without borders.
We want to make sure that Futuress is around in 5, 10, 20 years down the line and beyond. After all, our work is literally for the future.
In the end, dismantling systemic oppression is a lifelong marathon, one that will not end in our generation. We want Futuress to stay here and continue the work of transnational solidarity together with you and the future youth.
One story can inspire, many stories can ignite a movement.